Round 2. Fight!
Hey guys, so we've got Trinity Force here for Trinity College versus Reynella East College Rengars Warlords. So Rengars Warlords being the red side down here as Mundo, Warwick, Victor, Tristana and Thresh. And then Trinity Force for Trinity College being Ash, Yi, Sona, Brand and Jax. So very, very different teams there. So if we bring those up as well with the scoreboard, kind of having a look at the Reynella East College here and the Trinity Force as well. So it's a really interesting thing because in this second round, it's both teams that have either won or lost the week before. So you can see here that both teams actually have quite strange thought processes behind who they're playing, if I'm honest. Simply because we've got a Yi top. Okay, so you don't normally see Yi's top, they're normally jungle. We've got a Jax jungle that would normally play maybe top, but can play jungle as well. We've got a really immobile Brand and an Ashe, so they've got good coverage here though, so no invades are going to happen because they've got good coverage. Mundo's done a poor job, he should be in this bush just here. Victor's also doing a poor job, he should be over here. So they have covered the bot lane, that's really good. Maybe possibly thinking about going in with the invade with the Thresh, but I mean, they would get really, really badly outplayed because you've got the Ashe and Sona waiting for that to happen. So one thing I'm pointing out with both of these teams is it's really important to have tanky teams. It's really important to have a tanky team, and the Reynella East College tick this off a little bit more than the Trinity Force, Trinity College do, because Yi's not going to be tanky, Jax is going to be a little bit tanky, and that's it. So Jax is going to be a bruiser, but not going to be particularly tanky. Mundo's going to be full tank. Warwick's going to be a bruiser, and hopefully Thresh is nice and tanky as well. One thing you can say about Trinity Force though is that Yi's going to be high damage, Jax is going to be high damage, Ashe obviously high damage, and so with Brand. So a lot more damage on the Trinity Force team, but if they can't use it properly because there's a bit of CC and lockdown, so CC from the Thresh here, so I'm getting some good hooks, flays, things like that. Good lockdown from the Warwick as well. The thing is though, because there's good CC from Sona and Brand and Jax, so they both have a little bit of good CC, but the problem is with Warwick and Jax, you have to be right in the middle jumping into that fight to get your CC off properly, as well as with Sona. So Sona and Ashe is a really interesting combination because there is no kind of overlay of damage. So sometimes you pick, say, Sona with MF, so MF can ult over the Sona ult, and that's a really, really good way to play, to have that synergy happening. But you don't really have that with the Ashe and the Sona. So Sona can ult and then Ashe can ult, and then the guarantee is going to hit, I guess, and going to be CC locked for ages. But it's still not fantastic because it's still kind of a one person's going to be CC locked. And if it's the Thresh who's playing in front of the Tristana, that'd be really good for the Tristana to get some damage off on whoever's attacking the Thresh. But as well as, I mean, you've got a really immobile mid laner in Brand. He does have a stun, but if you really focused on bot and mid, you'd have a lot of trouble because, I mean, Yi can Q out of whatever CC, Brand has no escape, Ashe and Sona have no escape, and they're all really squishy, so you really need to focus on that, and maybe getting some good wards down for the Trinity Force would be a good idea. We've got ward down here for Victor, taken Scuttle Crab by Warwick, which is really good, and vice versa, so got some good wardage hit down here by Trinity Force. Thresh though, Sona doing a good thing down here and getting a nice early control ward in, so going for, just covering for any cheese ganks kind of thing. So what we're going to do though is, this is a rather slow game. They do have, as you can see, until 13 minutes, it's kind of just laning phase, so they don't really have anything too eventful happen in that time. There is a kill, so Tristana, obviously with the more mobility and stuff, we'll skip to that first kill, so Tristana being able to, having a little bit more mobility and stuff, and things like that, being able to actually capitalise on that Ashe who doesn't have mobility. So we're going to stay on this one for a little bit. Sorry, we'll stay down here. You can see here as well, so blue side is pushed up a lot. Jax is going back, so there we go. Good engage by the Thresh. Jax is just gone back, and so it allows Tristana to jump in, get a nice easy first blood on that Ashe. Not that there was too much that Jax, he was sitting in this bush, there's not much that he could have done. I probably would have made it there in time, but he might have been able to clean up because they were rather overextended. Warwick up top side, really low mana, half health, not much he can actually do at the moment. So all we're going to do is skip over here to 13 minutes. And they're 1 and 3, so they've got 1 kill on the Victor, but 2 kills on the Tristana, 2 assists on the Thresh. So bot lane looking really, really promising. And that's where, as a Warwick or as a jungler in general, you've got to make sure you think about, oh, I should be playing around that. Some really good damage here by the Victor. Not having really good movement with his ult though. So you've got to make sure with that, always moving your ult and focusing on keeping that on the person. He kind of just kept it stationary. As you can see, they're leaving the Lantern back there for the Tristana, and that was really good play. And now realizing that, hey, we've killed their jungler, we've killed their mid laner, Dragon's 100% free. The problem I have with this is that we know that Warwick, being the high regen, reasonable damage early game jungler it is, he can actually take Dragon at level 3. And there's no way that during this whole game they've kept that Dragon warded. I mean, we saw it at 3 minutes, they didn't have the Dragon warded, so that's really important to double check. I'm even going to double check my facts there, because I really don't think they did. Yeah, so they had a control ward down here. Red side had this all warded up though, so they knew if anyone was down there, so they really could have done that. So as you can see there though, Warwick getting to take that Dragon, being a free Dragon for him. Bot lane can go back down here and pressure the tower. We're not though seeing from the Reynella East College side the plays that we've been trying to see. So some good damage there on the Ashe, but the 4 5-man bot lanes or top lanes to try to get objectives and then move into other objectives, that's what we've really been focused on, and we haven't been seeing it happen. So if we did have the Warwick and the Victor come down bot lane with the Tristana, that would just be too much damage for him to handle. Also the Yi, I mean, I know he's got his Q to get out of trouble, but got to make sure we're thinking about, okay, so how are we going to capitalise on him playing Yi top? I mean, Mundo's going to get tanky. He's not going to be able to do anything with that Mundo, and that's really, really good. But you've got to make sure you're capitalising on it in terms of objectives, and they're not really doing that just yet. So we're going to skip forward a little bit to this next play. You can see here, Jax going for this Victor top near the top lane, and Warwick rotating nicely, coming over and backing up there. So also got, so Brand's done a really silly thing there. He's gone a really interesting way. So he's walked around that way instead of walking down there to help his friend. So that's left him wide open to get hit by that Warwick ult and stuff like that. So yeah, they've got 2 things they can do, right? They can go up top, kill this Yi, and then go for tower, which is what I would prefer them do. So go for the tower because it's already a 3rd health, getting a good fear there on the Warwick. So push this all out, go for tower, and then rotate for Rift Herald. The positive thing is as well, with Warwick, he can solo that Rift Herald. So he can take that, so take that there, get some mana back, solo that, and Victor doing a good thing here, rotating over and helping out Warwick on that. So you can see that not a high kills game, but with Reynella East College doing all these little things like getting those early dragons, rotating nicely just like they did on the jungle and the mid laner then, that's how you get this 10,000 gold deficit. So you can see there that, I mean, 28,000k to 19k is really, really tough. So now we've got the Rift Herald, and hopefully we're going to use that properly. So trying to look for a side lane. Generally, I try to not use Rift Herald in mid lane. As you see in other games, so if you use it top and you can go all the way to inhibitor, then you can start working on bot and working your way to inhibitor, because you've got those super minions pushing top lane for you, and it's a really good way to play. They've got to choose, do we put 2 people top lane to stop those super minions? Good pick here happening on the Yi as well, who's too far overextended. Now hopefully Jax and Brand make the good decision. Yep, so they're turning around. Got to make sure you think about that. As soon as you see that you're at a numbers disadvantage, backing out of that straight away. So there we go. So bot lane here pushing up. Got our bot lane, Reynella East College bot lane, sorry, doing a really good thing. So really good protection there by the Thresh for the Tristana. Getting a good pick on the Jax. Really, really good ult there by the Brand as well. Got to make sure as soon as Brand ults, scatter. Okay, you don't want that to be bouncing and getting all of its damage off, because that's really, really hurts. But you can see there as well, with no kind of the hard engage there and not having wards at all from Trinity Force, has really, really hurt them. So they've got absolutely no wards anywhere along the river. They've still got that solo one there, that solo control ward, but it's going to be really tough. So they have used Rift Herald down the mid lane, and that's fine. Okay, so I do understand that not everyone's going to play it perfectly, and they are getting 2 towers out of this, so they are getting good objectives. But if you just think about using it top or bottom from now on, it would be a really, really good thing to move into your next phase of your game. Sorry. So another good hook by Thresh there. Done a really, really good job of hitting his hook. So as you can tell, it's really, really beneficial to play games in the same room. So you can tell that Thresh and Tristana have really good communication, because as soon as he hits a hook, she's jumping in because they know that they can get the kill. So moving down too, because we've got... so it's not a little while away till Dragon, but yeah, it is a Mountain Dragon coming up next. Still control warded, which is really, really good from Reynella East College. Keeping those objectives control warded, getting some nice deep wards as well. So that's really good. So now we're going to move forward to probably just about the end of the game. So this fight here is what pretty well tops off the game here. So see, Victor's still here mid lane. Brown's sitting in that W from Victor, and Victor getting an easy kill on him. Then we've also got Ash, who hung around a little bit too long, getting some really good damage off on Victor there, but still not enough. So now we've got all 4 people mid lane. Mundo's still pushing top, so I'm not going to say that's a good or bad thing, but he's top. He's just killed the Yi, so he can get some top tower pressure, but I would probably be more concerned, because it's not like he's a Trinity Mirror or something that can solo push down and split push top there, so he should be moving around to mid lane with the rest of his team, and that way they can focus on him tanking the tower or something like that. So we'll see how this plays out. So they should take this tower really quickly with Tristana. Tristana being an ADC that's a little bit in between at the moment, so with all the crit changes and things like that, it's hard to get a full crit champion like Tristana playing really, really well. But in this game, it works fantastically because they don't really have that click CC, so Brown's got to hit his 2 abilities, Jax has to jump in, Ash has to hit her ability as well to stun Tristana. That jump's worked really well, so if they're versing a Rise, it could just lock her down with his W, you'd be having a little bit of trouble. So you can see here as well, Mundo probably could, if they rotated top, they probably could have got that tower, but it's not really worth it in terms of really good placement of W there by Victor as well. But yeah, the tunnel vision for this Victor has actually allowed Reynella East Colleges to come down here and get this dragon for free. I'm not even sure they're going to get him. So yeah, decent play there by Reynella East College, keeping that active. Mundo doing a good thing there as well, not going too close to the Victor. So I don't mind if he sacrificed him, but if he went too close to the Victor then, good kill on the Yi. If he went too close to the Victor then, he would have killed the Victor as well, because that Q would have gone onto the Victor. So well played there. Sacrificing himself, still getting a kill, so it's pretty well worth it. And we're 4-1 at the moment. 5-1 mid, 4-1 top, 4-1 bot, so going really well. So another tower goes down. We're going to skip to right to the end of the game. So if we have a look here, you can see bot lane getting a free push there because the rest of them are up top covering these 3. So getting a free push down on the inhibitor. Should not be hitting the farm there, as Tristana should definitely be focusing on that inhibitor. But now with that really good ignite, jump and everything, that damage is crazy good from Tristana, and finally getting that last inhibitor there. Also could probably be focusing on those, but they're doing a really good rotation here. There's not much this Yi can do, as you can see. So Victor's shield there coming in handy twice really nicely to stop that Yi damage coming off. So moving into the end of the game here, so getting that last one there. And then you see that really good Tristana. So that really good positive Tristana is that she can take those towers really nicely with her E. So getting all inhibs, moving through to taking out the game. So that's pretty well straightforward game. Lots of things they could have actually done a bit better in terms of objectives. So not doing those real team-orientated games. So the reason at Reynella East College that we do completely make sure everyone's in the same room when we play is so the communication's better, and it's really important that we're getting those 4 or 5 man bot tops to get tower and then move through objectives. So really need to make sure we focus on that for the next game. Did a good job not bleeding kills early, so using lane phase as lane phase was really good this game. So really focusing on, we're in lane phase, we want to get CS, we don't really need kills, but as you can see here, when Thresh at 4 minutes and 40 seconds hits a good hook, you can go in because the enemy team has made a mistake. But until then, you should only be waiting for the jungler to then make some moves. So really good game there. Definitely things we can work on and think about for next game. Hopefully you guys have liked I haven't done a full game commentary, so I haven't had to sit here and you guys haven't had to listen to me as much. But hopefully I've highlighted the areas that we have done well and can improve on even more to make these games a lot easier for ourselves and take advantage of those really good attributes we already have. But yeah, so hopefully we get another good win this week. So catch you then.